There is this unhealthy obsession which started in around 2016 that in order to have a successful product, you need to have representation. So if only the Ghostbusters were women, then the movie would sell. If only the Terminator would have women, then the movie would sell. Because the idea is that with representation, more women would start watching that because they would be able to identify with the characters. And the free market doesn't seem to appreciate that to the point where they say, get woke, go broke. And instead of just criticizing it, I want to show you something that works. I want to show you how to actually make a good product. And instead of representation, we are going to look at relatability. It's when you see a character on screen and you kind of relate to it. Now, for a case study, we're going to look at the Wild Rift trailer called You Really Got Me. It's got 30 million views. It's got 510,000 upvotes. People are really excited and happy about it. You go to the comment section, you see even people that do not like League of Legends, they just like this trailer. And the question is, why is that? Because it has like some really strong and powerful women in it that you would say, well, hold on a little bit. I thought gamers are misogynistic. Like, why do they like powerful women? And the reason is that they went with relatability. Like, you're going to relate with the characters you're seeing on screen, right? So first off, we got Jinx. And Jinx is an agent of chaos, right? She is the band that gets everyone together. She basically is the PR agent, I guess, of the Wild Rift. Like, she's the one that wants to get you to play the game. And the message here is like, hey, wouldn't it be crazy if you stop what you're doing and play this game with me? And yeah, it's inviting. I mean, you know, spending time with a pretty girl is something that almost everyone wants to do, boys and girls alike. I would not want to spend any time with this, for example. It's off-putting. It's something that I don't like. Meanwhile, with Jinx, it's just the aesthetics of the character, just her behavior, as well as the way she looks. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely love to play a video game with a girl like that. And a lot of people think the same way. Now, as I mentioned, she is the PR representative of League of Legends. Like, she's the one that tries to convince you to play the game with her. And now we're going to see the characters that you can relate with. Here we have Lux. And what is Lux doing? Well, she's studying, right? She's doing homework. And she's not really happy about the fact that she's doing homework. She would rather do something else. You know, she would rather play a cool game. She would rather be somewhere else. And this is where the reliability comes into play. A lot of people have to study. A lot of people have to go to school or university, and they know how much it sucks when you're covered in books and you have exams coming up and you're thinking like, hey, maybe I should play something else. I would rather do something else. And here you have Jinx coming up and being like, hey, wouldn't it be crazy if we go and play some League of Legends? And it works because a lot of people can relate to this. A lot of people are like, yeah, you know, I definitely see myself studying and would rather go play something. Then next up, you got Yasuo. And Yasuo is, you know, he's fighting like all these guys here, but he's not even trying. Like, he is so good at what he does, like he doesn't get to see any type of challenge. And I guess like this is the example of the person that plays single player games. He doesn't find anything challenging. So hey, wouldn't it be crazy if you join this competitive game, you know, play some ranked in League or Wild Rift. So here you have like Jinx coming up, you know, busting the door, and she gets Yasuo to play Rift with her. And this is like the competitive gamer. Like, if you're a competitive gamer and you just want to challenge yourself, you want to push it to the limits, yeah, you can identify with Yasuo. This is good. And then you have Blitzcrank, who doesn't seem to have any friends. Like, he's really alone here. You know, he's playing with this little ball. And people who are lonely, people who are introverted, people like I used to be when I moved to a new city and didn't have any friends, I can definitely identify with Blitzcrank. I mean, I have a lot of empathy for him. Yeah, I used to be in a place where I didn't have any real life friends for a while, and video games were my escapism. So this image actually speaks to the type of people that don't have many friends, but if they log online and they join League of Legends, well, they find a community of people that are going to insult their mother, and they're also going to be offering their friendship, especially in the chat when they go noob L2P. But this is what relatability means. These are themes, these are tropes, these are people that have certain types of behavioral patterns where, regardless of your race or gender, you can identify with. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's black people, there's Asians, there's Jewish people, there's white people that found themselves surrounded by books, being forced to study, and wanting to do something fun. There's plenty of people that are bored with the things they're doing because they're too good at doing them, and they would want a challenge. There's plenty of people that are growing up and they're not having many friends, and they find escapism within the video games. And Riot is capitalizing on all of this, and they're basically saying, hey, if you're like this type of person, why don't you play some League of Legends? This is why the trailer works. And secondly, all of the characters, even though they're not hypersexualized or anything like that, they're pleasing to behold. They look nice. They look pretty. They look like Disney princesses. You know, like, there is a reason why Disney draws characters this way. And the reason is that it works. It's what people want to see. People are attracted to beauty. People are haywire to be attracted to pretty faces. If you get to see ugly people and ugly faces, it puts you off. Doesn't mean you can't have ugly characters or you can't have ugly faces or anything like that. But then it's a lot more difficult in order to get people to like your stuff. While this is just guaranteed to work. It's easy. Just do it like this, make her look like a Barbie princess, and you're going to have both boys and girls wanting to play this. Because at the end of the day, this is the target audience that the company is going with. They're trying to attract teenagers to play their video games. They're trying to attract maybe all the way up to people that are 30-year-olds. This is not a trailer made for 65-year-old women on menopause, because they're probably attracted to other things. They probably have other hobbies and other interests, and that's a good thing. You know, not everyone needs to like the same thing. Not everyone needs to be attracted by the same stuff. So yeah, like this is what it works. Now, you know what California does? Like, they will just go and make an average trailer, like something really, really boring and lame, and they will just make Lux black, and they will think that that's going to sell. Like, they just don't understand what people are interested in. At the end of the day, you can take this trailer and just swap the races and genders of all the characters and it will still work. Because fundamentally, this trailer is good. You know, like, it would work even despite the wokeism because of the messages that it's sending. And finally, the last thing that works, the glue that gets everything to stick together, is the fact that they work as a team. There is no Mary Sue here. There is no character that's overpowering, that outshines everyone else in the team, because that would be a problem. Like, a person that identifies with Lux wouldn't like to see how she now has to stay in the background because the Mary Sue has to shine and the Mary Sue has to do everything, and that's not the case here. Which is great, right? So they have like this cool little battle. They got like, everyone doing their thing and working together. And this is why it's a good trailer. Even if you don't like League of Legends, even if you're not interested in it, I think the trailer fundamentally works for the reason that I have mentioned. I think that even if the trailer would have been woke, it wouldn't have mattered. It would work despite the wokeness. And I'm happy to see that at least the people at Riot have some creative people that are capable of still creating decent art and decent trailers. Now, if they only have decent people in order to balance the game, but that would be a different story. Don't think about this as this particular trailer. It's just an example that I gave you. It's just how you can attract people to your work of art. It's how you can get people to like your stuff. I don't see that with other TV shows. I don't see that with, for example, The Last of Us. I don't see that with the last Mass Effect. Okay, because they're failing to do this. They think that if they play identity politics, somehow they will sell their product. Doesn't work this way. You need a good story. You need fundamentals. You need stuff that people like, and characters that people can empathize with. I do not empathize with Ari because she's white. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You know, I don't care that Braum is white. I don't identify with Braum. Like, despite the fact that he's man and he's white like myself, I'm not this muscular beast. You know, I'm not this type of guy that can carry around the door and protect others. That's not the type of person that I am. But yeah, you know, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the comment section.